Good evening, everyone. I just want to hop on real quick and talk about the upcoming Pokemon ZA game. It's been officially announced that we're going to be having a Pokemon Direct on the 27th of this month, which was already heavily speculated because that's Pokemon Day. I made a video last week, I believe, covering the overarching Direct and what I hope to see, grounded and kind of like fantasy predictions. If you want to check that video out. Today I want to focus on like the one confirmed game that will be coming out that we have some definitive proof, which is Pokemon ZA, the upcoming, I wouldn't say sequel to Pokemon Arceus, where we are going to cover the development era of Luminous City. I think it'll be very similar to Pokemon Arceus, where Luminous City will be the main hub city, and then even though the rest of the Kalos won't be developed, we'll still be able to roam around the different areas, and maybe we'll be sent out to scout the local Pokemon. We'll see some Kalosian forms. Maybe we'll get more lore on Pokemon King AZ. Maybe we'll have some lore on the undeveloped parts of current day Kalos, and also maybe on Zygarde, since this game is titled ZA. Back in the day, Pokemon X and Y on the 3DS felt kind of underdeveloped, and kind of like there was a lot of plot points. I wouldn't say plot points, but it felt like there was something missing, and a lot of people speculated that there was going to be a Pokemon Z on the 3DS like within the year or two after the launch of X and Y. But as you can tell, 12 years later, that's not the case. But I guess better late than never, right? I wanted to go over real quick who my speculation with no formal basis, who I believe the 3 starters are going to be. So for Pokemon Arceus, we got Oshawott, Cyndaquil, and Rowlet. We got one Pokemon from each generation, separate generation, and obviously one fire, one grass, one water. And they were each of their final evolutions was given a different secondary typing. So for example, Decidueye was a grass fighting, Typhlosion was a fire ghost, and Samurott was a water dark. I think we're gonna follow that criteria, at least with the starters. So we'll have one Pokemon for a different generation, and I don't believe we're gonna see any of the most recent like Scarlet and Violet starters in the ZA game, because they recently got a spotlight. So similar to how we didn't see any of the Gen 7 Pokemon in Pokemon Arceus as a starter, because like I mentioned, they already got spotlight. And since we already got Megas for the first generation of Pokemon and the third, I don't believe we'll be seeing them either as starters. I believe, if I were to just my personal headcanon, it's for the water type, we're gonna have Totodile, and its final evolution will be a water fighting type. Maybe it can have the raging tides from like Orishifu. For the fire type, I think we're gonna have Scorbunny, and then for its final typing will be Fire Fairy. That'll be pretty cool to see. And then for the last grass type, I think it'll be Turtwig, Grass Steel. So we'll still have that grass, fire, water typing, and then we'll have a fairy, steel, and fighting triangle as well, which would be pretty cool to see. To be honest, I can take it or leave it, but that'd be pretty cool. Maybe some new special moves. And then since Kalos was where we first discovered Mega Evolution, to be honest, to this day it's my favorite new gameplay mechanic, because as of up to like Black and White, we just had evolution and that's it. Before Mega Evolution, terrestrialization, Z moves, and what did we have in Sword and Shield? But anyway, so as for Mega Pokemon potentially that can be seen in Pokemon ZA, I really hope Flygon finally gets his chance to have a Mega Evolution, that would be pretty cool. So it could be a Bug Dragon or Ground Dragon. Each 4 type weakness to Ice. It's been a while since I've been tuned in to the meta game of Pokemon. I don't know if they've created abilities to help pad out the 4 type weaknesses for like Dragon, Bug, Dragon, Ground, but we'll see. And of course, I'll bet money on this that we're gonna see a Charizard Z, because Charizard is Pokemon's go-to Pokemon apart from Pikachu. I mean, he's even more prominent nowadays than Jigglypuff is. And I remember back in the day, Jigglypuff and Pikachu were like neck and neck sort of deal. Like Pikachu was for the boys, stereotypically, and stereotypically Jigglypuff was for the girls or whatever. But it was interchangeable. But so yeah, so far Mega Flygon and Mega Charizard. As for Gen 6 Pokemon that I hope to see gets a Mega Evolution, I really hope we get Noivern, who has a Mega Evolution. He's already pretty badass, a flying dragon type. I've had him on my team for my Unbound team, and also for my Radical Red team, and I think I even had him for my Blazing Emerald team. But I'd still be pretty cool. That's just like a personal pick that I hope also gets an evolution. But I do think some of the single stage Pokemon that don't get much love nowadays, I would appreciate them getting a Mega Evolution too. I guess like Klefki. I'm not pronouncing that correct. That's that fairy steel type keychain Pokemon. I don't know, like make him go from put a couple of padlocks on him, make his defense more bulkier, or make his keys bigger, like add skeleton keys, like get creative with like something. Imagine getting hit in the head over the head with like a padlock. As for his typing, he could stay like a fairy steel. That's a pretty good typing. Also Furfrou, that normal type dog poodle Pokemon. It's still like, and we're going back to France, and it has only a single evolution, and it doesn't get much love outside of Pokemon contests, I don't believe, not in the metagame. So that would be cool to see. If you want to give him a secondary typing, I think having just a straight up normal type would be cool, especially with nowadays with terrestrialization. But I don't think you can terrestrialize on top of a Mega Evolution. I haven't played Scarlet and Violet yet, to be honest, but yeah, give him like the coat or whatever, raise his stats, make him more viable. That'd be pretty cool. Dende is that Piccolo character or the Namekian character from Dragon Ball Z, and for me more prominently from Dragon Ball Abridged. But no, what I meant to say was Dedenne. Never mind, I still can't pronounce it, but he's that one little mouse electric fairy type Pokemon. It was pretty prominent in the Pokemon X and Y anime. He was one of the characters' main Pokemon with that little girl. But yeah, that would be pretty cool. Like give him something equivalent to Alolan Raichu, make him more like viable. Maybe Electric Terrain or Psychic Surge, or keep him as a fairy electric type. Maybe when you bring him out, he automatically triggers Misty Terrain. That would be pretty cool. As for moving on to like Kalosian forms, I think I'd like to see the Nidoking and Nidoqueen lines get a little love after, because I don't hear them talked about much recently, actually for a while. But we're going to Kalos, where it's like the French monarch, and back in 1887, the construction of the Eiffel Tower, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, like Nidoking, Nidoqueen. Well, originally they're both poison ground types. Maybe you can make them like in a suit of armor, make them poison steel types. That'd be pretty cool. Like their like some French armor, like back in the day, and that'd be pretty cool to see. Colossian, Nidoqueen and Nidoqueen, Nidoqueen and Nidoking in French armor, poison, steel types. Oh, and then something that'd be pretty cool, Colossian Dragonite. I've always seen this meme where like, how did Dragonair go from like a no armed, like snake like blue serpent looking thing to like a full chubby dragon tails type of fucking dragon? Well, maybe a Colossian Dragonite can quote unquote proper evolution of Dragonair, where instead of becoming an orange chubby dragon, which I love or whatever, it can become like an even sleek, like a Chinese dragon or whatever, similar to like Kaido or something. But Kaido is a fish no me model dragon, I think it was. Fish no me. That's where so it does make sense that, I'm sorry, I'm rambling, but Gyarados is an actual dragon because, never mind. I'm talking about my butt. But I want to see like a real, like a more, I guess, appropriate evolution from Dragonair that can be a Colossian Dragonite. That'd be pretty cool to see. And instead of dragon flying, you can make it a dragon fairy, since it looks all majestic, kind of like Milotic. Speaking of Milotic, why not like a water fairy type of Milotic instead of just a water type? That'd be pretty cool. A Colossian Milotic, Colossian Porygon Z, or the Porygon line in general. And instead of like a futuristic, like computer program Porygon, it's actually like a primitive, like rock grass type Pokemon. And the reason I got this idea is like the idea of like Bender, where he goes to that island and he gets converted from an all metal robot to like a wood and grass robot. But yeah, like a primitive grass rock Porygon Z or Porygon line. That'd be pretty cool to see. Another Pokemon that I don't see it has gotten any recent of is the Aggron line. You know, Aaron, Larion, and Aggron. Maybe, alright, mic's too high. Maybe make him like a steel electric type. Maybe his Pokemon line helped with the Luminous City, like illuminate the city. And on that thought, what about Volby Illuminous? Well, we're gonna concentrate on the Luminous City. Why not bring back Volby Illuminous to relevance, sorry. Volby can be an electric dark, and then Luminous can be an electric fairy type. That'd be pretty cool to see. Like, bring them back, give them some new abilities, maybe like some broken hidden abilities. But yeah, those are my quick thoughts on the new Pokemon ZA upcoming confirmed game that we'll most definitely see more of this upcoming week. Just wanted to put this out there and just ramble on. Thank you for making it this far. Have a nice night. Please click like, subscribe, and hit that noty bell. Thank you and have a nice day. Bye. And let me know what you guys want to see in the next Pokemon ZA game. Whether it be what lore do you want to be touched on Kalos, what starters do you believe will be available in the Pokemon ZA, any new mechanics or anything you want to see brought back from Pokemon Arceus, or any Colossian forms that you believe will be more appropriate to bring back. Anything in the comments. And once again, thanks again for watching.